Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Uche. If you're seeing my face for the first time, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm glad to have you here. So today I want to discuss with you the different ways living in Spain has changed my life for good. Yes, I've lived in Spain for a couple of years. I have 4 kids, by the way, and I had all my children here. My eldest child is 12 years old. Okay, so that is to show you how long I have lived in Spain. I know if I wasn't living in Spain, obviously my life also would have changed because, of course, for me, living is learning. Anywhere you're living, of course, change is bound to happen. I know that I would have changed if I was living in any other part of the country or any part of the world. But today I'm discussing with you because I live in Spain. There are specific ways my life has changed, and I know it wouldn't have happened any other place except here in Spain. So today I'll be discussing with you the different ways living in Spain has changed me. If that is what you will be interested in.
Life in a world that keeps changing. Think that it's progress you're making.
So one of the very ways living in Spain has changed me, and this one is it changed me in a way I it came as a shock and I accepted it. So that way is living in Spain has opened my eyes to the elasticity of my inner strength. Honestly, the saying that you will not know how strong you are until something comes to you. If you come to this country, you understand that. Why I say specifically Spain, because I have friends that live in the UK, in America. I've heard them say stories of when, certain situations when they had their children, their mother, they were given the opportunity to bring their mothers or somebody to come and help them. Okay. Or maybe they face certain challenges and they are given the leisure of bringing or the opportunity of bringing their mothers over, but in Spain, they make things that kind of, we don't have that kind of leisure of bringing our mothers here. If you're living in Spain and you're watching me, if where you're living is easier, I don't know, please let me know in the comment section. But this area that I live in Spain, they make it extremely impossible for you to bring any sort of relation. Very, very difficult. So yeah, it's basically you, yourself, and yourself. Okay, so there are situations that I have come across and I thought it was going to drain me. But somehow, by the grace of God, I came out of it. You know, like it's nothing. Where the strength came out from is something I cannot explain. You know, I remember back in Nigeria, considering where I'm coming from, I cannot remember, for the best of my knowledge, I cannot remember, before I got married, when we were living at home, there was never a time we lived without a help, at least two. So I had the mentality that it's always the husband, the wife, the kids, there should be a help somehow. So I didn't imagine there's a way you can live without a help, at least one. But here you don't have a help. And again, in Spain, I heard in the UK, I think in Germany as well, you're given the leisure as a mother to choose like maybe how many hours job you can take as a mother. You can, work 5 hours or maybe 4 hours from, what I gathered. But in Spain, they don't give you that kind of opportunity. If you're ready to work, go to the agency, drop your CV, and when there is job opportunity, they will call you and you work if you want to work. But if you're not ready to work, just stay at home or take care of your children and go to the social. They help you the little way they can. But to think that maybe because you will be specific, maybe I want 3 hour job. I want no in Spain it's not possible. So if you're ready to work, work. If you're not ready to work, just stay at home. So because of that, actually, that was why I didn't work the period of time I was having my kids, because I didn't think it would be possible for me to be taking care of my kids and working. I thought, one, my children would be neglected, and secondly, I didn't know how I was going to cope. Okay, so because of that, I didn't work until the period of time I had my 3 children. Okay, so when my third was around, say, 2 years plus, almost 3 years, immediately started school, I started submitting my CV, because at that time I felt it's something we could manage, by the time they go to school, by the time they get back, one of us will be at home. So that was the way we planned it. You can imagine when I discovered that God has blessed me with another child 1 year into, me working. As soon as I got a job, after 1 year, I discovered I was pregnant. So I was thinking, how am I going to do this thing? Something I couldn't do, pregnancy that I couldn't assume, I couldn't imagine getting pregnant, being pregnant and working. Just maybe one pregnancy and working. Now I have three on board. Then I have another one, coming up. How am I going to cope? But the truth of the matter is, I scaled through it. The strength just came out. I didn't know how it came out. Now, looking back, I'm always asking myself, how did I? How did I even, cope? How did the strength come from? So a lot of things I have experienced. There are a lot of things, if you're living personally, that living in Spain has made me understand that the limitation we have towards our strength is in our mind. Living in Spain has taught me that I can just dare anything, just put it in prayer. I, after having my fourth child, I can tell you here that I can dare anything. That verse of the Bible said, I can do all things through him that strengthens me. It's verse. I can dare anything. If I could scale through that period of my life, there is nothing I cannot dare now. So living in Spain has taught me that I can stretch myself. I can do it. When you get to your limitation, you will know. But we have not. We are the ones. I personally, the experience I had is that I'm the one limiting myself. That the limitation is here. Considering from where I'm coming from, there are a lot of things I think I would not do because, coming, I've surrounded myself with help. You do this thing, you seek help, you do this thing. So coming here, I didn't know I could do those things, but I find myself doing those things. So I found myself that my strength is elastic. I've not stretched myself enough. I'm just limiting myself in my brain. Okay, that is one thing, living in Spain has changed about my life, and I think it's a good thing. I don't think if, for example, I find myself living in Nigeria now, I'm not sure I will start looking for help. No, I'm not sure. I'm just saying I'm not sure because basically everything I know, if I can cope here, I think I can without a help. I think I can live anywhere without a help. I will definitely have a way, to manage myself without a help. Okay, yeah, that's one area of my life that living in Spain has changed me. Okay, the second way living in Spain has changed me, I have learned, to manage myself financially and otherwise. Okay, because of when you come, if you come to this Spain, it depends on the kind of lifestyle you want to live. If you want to live an extravagant life, of course they will give you that leisure. You have sales almost every time, good things are everywhere, designers. But I've come to understand how these white people manage themselves, and at the end of the day, the evening of their life, they start enjoying. If you go to almost all the gold shops in this country, it's difficult to see young people. The young ones you will see are those ones that are very rich. The ones you see, those people that have retired, they are the ones that always, patronize this gold and diamonds, sellers. This because they plan themselves very well. So it depends on the kind of life you live. So if you watch closely, living in Spain, it will mold your life into planning yourself so that at the evening of your life, you will enjoy. Another way living in Spain has changed my life is I've learned to pay attention to those things that matter most. Family time. They don't play with family time. That their nuclear family. They have. I told you in one of my culture shock how they go for their break and spend 2 hours. That is for them to go home and spend some time with their family. Holidays, they don't play with holiday. Of course, they don't play with holidays. They don't joke with family time. They like bonding. They feel the time, you spend as your children are growing. That's the memory of, of them that you have, that will hold them for a very long time. So they don't play with, when there is holidays like December, Easter, you see that the roads are quiet. everybody, in his or her own nuclear family. Unlike what we are used to doing Christmas, okay, you come back with your families as well, but the streets are always busy. Okay, but in Spain, during Christmas, the streets are rather dry while they are spending more time with their families. And yeah, they live a very simple life. They pay attention to those things that matter most. When they are sick, they pay attention to their health. You cannot see a typical white person, that is sick or that has any form of this thing that will play with his or her life. So they pay attention to their family life. They pay attention to their health. So living here has reoriented my sense, towards all this money, pursuing money, which is good though. I'm not saying, pursuing money is not good, but sometimes you understand that onye didn't need to is when you're alive and healthy. That is when you have the strength, to chase money. So living here I've had that reorientation to take more time to pay attention to, those things that matter most in life. Another thing living here has taught me is minding my business. They, as much as they are open to people, but anything that you don't want to tell them, they don't force you to tell them. They are very open to you, but they always mind if you want that privacy, they give you that privacy. They don't try to encroach in your privacy. Okay, so that has also made me, more into myself, more of minding my business. Even though when you meet Africans, of course, when you meet your fellow Africans, you tend to, show that African. But in my sense, I've learned to, mind my business. When you ask somebody, how are you, I'm always sensitive to know when you're not willing to tell me anything, and I just block, and I just move, knowing that you're not willing. You have your own problem. If somebody doesn't want to tell you what he or she is passing through, just let the person and concentrate on yourself. And that gives you even more time to concentrate on yourself, concentrate on what is worrying you, and leave another person. Okay. So a lot of things living in Spain has taught me. I know that over the years my life has changed, and it's as a result of, mixing up with these people, looking at them, modeling. There are also things, about them that I refuse to, some of their characters I refuse to imbibe, I refuse to take in, because they are not so good. But the positive ones, I tend to assimilate the very positive ones, which are the ones that I just shared with you. And I feel they are also good. If I leave here and go to another place, I believe that these ones that are good, that I have taken in, they will help me a long way, and they have molded my life in such a way that, yeah, in so many positive ways, I feel I'll always run with it. Okay, I think I'll end this video here. I hope you enjoy it. Please, if you do, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and join my family. Trust me, you're going to enjoy it here. Thank you. I have to sign out now till I see you very, very soon in my next one. Bye.